everyone, for today's video. My name is Cherise Amulasa Odong, and I am a student of Masters in Business Administration 1A. And also, I am here today to report the continuation of our group topic, which entitles the ethical issues and problems in business and the corporate world. So now let's proceed to my report properly. Hi, so this is Cherise once again, and I will be reporting the continuation of our group report, which entitles Ethical Issues and Problems in Business and the Corporate World. So, first, let's look into the table of contents, which is the contents of this report. The first one is the multi-level marketing and pyramiding. The second one is the whistleblowing, and the third one is the conflict of interest. So let's go here in the multi-level marketing and pyramiding. So what is multi-level marketing, or also known as MLM? A multi-level marketing, or MLM, is a legitimate marketing scheme or network marketing. It is said to be individuals selling products to the public, often by word of mouth or direct sales. This is a form of marketing which is under the strategic marketing planning. And the second one is MLM strategy is to promote maximum number of distributors for the product and exponentially increase the sales force. The third one is commission is paid to multiple levels of distributors when an actual product is sold. And the fourth one is it is used as an avenue for selling tangible products. The difference of the MLM and pyramiding, let's tackle about that later on. So there are two types of direct selling under the MLM or the multi-level marketing. The first one is single level marketing, and the second one is multi-level marketing. Let's go here at the single level marketing. It is said to be rewards. It is rewards the sellers for their personal sales activities. And the second one is they cannot sponsor any other distributorship or sales personnel. Income comes only in the form of commission or bonus. So the first one, single marketing level, for example, on this one is the if you are familiar with the car brands like Toyota, Mitsubishi, Nissan, they have their own marketing professionals, and they are doing their business under the marketing professional level. And the second one is the multi-level marketing. Salesforce is compensated not only for sales, but only for the sales of others they recruit, creating a downline of distributors. So multi-level marketing, it's like a process of recruitment process. When you are in a BPO company, and you are an employee, and your company says that you are hiring, and everyone in the floor, every member of the company, which is the call center agents, are looking for other people to hire. It is a multi-level marketing because when one of those call center agents have recruit another call center agents, they will have a referral bonus, and that is called multi-level marketing. They will receive not only their salary or their compensation, but they will also receive a referral bonus for that. And the next one is, this is the pyramid schemes. Let's talk about the pyramid schemes now. It is said to be a fraudulent scheme disguised as an MLM strategy. And second one is, there is no real product that is sold in a pyramid scheme. And the third one is no product or commission. And when your friend says that, uy, ire-recruit kita sa aming grupo na nagbebenta ng pangmalakasang glutathione na isang inom mo lang talaga na mas Snow White ka na. Ganon. Hindi ito scam, ha? Girl, when you heard that phrase that says, hindi to scam, ha, kailangan mo ng kabahan. Kasi that is called pyramiding. And that is disguised, or the fake deceptive or deception. The people in that industry is using a deception on their business para makapag-recruit ng madaming tao. And Unlike the MLM or the multi-level marketing, this one has no real product. Because on the MLM, meron kang tangible products, meron kang products na mahahawakan. But in the pyramid scams, that's the difference. Wala kang product na mahahawakan. And yeah, as what I have mentioned earlier, this is the difference of the two. Between the two. The first one, in a pyramid scheme, participants may be asked to buy and sell products, but more emphasis is placed on recruiting new participants who are required to pay fees or make investments to join. Sobrang laganap na laganap to before the pandemic, and even now that we are still in the pandemic, sobrang madaming tao ang nabibiktima ng pyramid scam. So, the next one is, in an MLM or multi-level marketing or direct selling, the company will pay its participants just for selling its products or services. Recruiting new members may help participants earn more money, but it's not strictly required for members or of members. So, sa pyramid scam, ang goal nila, makapag-recruit ng madaming tao para makakuha sila ng madaming investment, which is profit on their end. And dito naman sa MLM, sa marketing, ang hindi nila goal, hindi talaga nila totally actually goal na makapag-recruit ng tao. Parang ayun na lang yung bonus nila para makakuha sila ng pera. But on the other hand, kahit hindi sila makapag-recruit, tuloy-tuloy pa din yung kanilang profit or yung kanilang income. So now, how do you know the legitimacy of a business if it is an MLM or if it is a pyramid scam? So, learn more about the company by finding and studying the company's track record. That's number one. Do an internet research with the name of the company and words like reviews, scam, or complaint. Look through several pages of search results. You may also want to look for articles about the company in the newspapers, magazines, or online. Find out how. So the first one is how long the company has been in business. You have to look for this one. And the second one is whether it has a positive reputation for customers' satisfaction. The second one. The third one is what the buzz is about the company and its products on blogs and websites. That's the third one. And the fourth one is whether the company has been sued for deceptive business practices. And the last one is check with your state attorney general for complaints about any company you're considering, although a lack of complaints doesn't guarantee that a company is legitimate. So the first one is how long the company has been in the business. Because, guys, you have to look for this one. Why? Because as a business graduate, a successful business runs 5 years or more. That is a successful. That is the that is how a business students may know how the company is successful or how the company is legitimate or operational. And of course, we have to check out for its review. Before you buy a product naman, di ba, sa Shopee or sa Lazada or sa kahit anong mga brands na gusto mo, even in the cars and on the cell phones, you're always looking for a positive feedback on the phones. And also, you are looking for the cons of the products, di ba? Para naman alam mo kung ano yung bibilhin mo, kung tama ba yung bibilhin mo, at kung sapat ba yung budget mo, kung worth it bang mag-invest sa bagay na yon. Kasi kung hindi, you have to think of it. If it's, maybe I'm just being scammed, or maybe I'm just being nade-deceive lang ako ng product na to, or ng tao, ng friend ko na nag-alok sa akin nito. Kasi we're friends, diba? But you know, friendship does not guarantee you if your money will come back to you. Huwag tayong magpapaloko sa mga ganon. We have to be smart in terms of our investment and in terms of our finances. So let's go now to the whistleblowing, which is the second topic. So I have here a quotation which is our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. This is from Martin Luther King Jr. Give me a second. So we have here definition of whistleblowing. Whistleblowing is a release of information by a member or former employee of an organization that is evidence or illegal and or immoral. Conduct in the organization or conduct in the organization. What? It can only be done by a member in the organization, not a witness of a crime or a reporter. So, whistleblowing. It is became popular. I'm sorry, but I have to mention this one. I just happen to know about whistleblowing nung mga panahon about the Laila de Lima on basta dun sa ayoko na lang magbanggit ng topic about Laila de Lima and the issue. I just happen to know what is whistleblowing that time. But right now, I have the information and the time to dig deeper what is whistleblowing. So, there are 6 definitions pa rin under the whistleblowing. The first one is whistleblowing is something that can be done only by a member or former member of an organization of the company. And the second one, it must be an information that is not available for the public, which means within the group, available within the group. And it has been trusted or bestowed upon your end. And the third one is it should be an evidence of some significant kind of misconduct on the part of an organization, which means yung on other terms, in other Filipino terms, yung baho ng company. Ayun yun. And the fourth one is information must be outside normal channel of communication. And the fifth one is release of information must be something that is done voluntarily as opposed being legally required. Whistleblowing, guys. Hindi ka dapat magpapadala sa blackmail kasi ikaw yung susi sa isang crime or sa isang issue para mabuksan lahat ng channels ng issue from the very, very beginning. Hindi mo gagawin yung pagiging whistleblower just because babayaran ka, because that's a crime. Whistleblowing is a free will. Dapat may free will yung taong gagawa ng whistleblowing. And the last one is whistleblowing must be undertaken as moral protest. The motive must be correct, some wrong, not to seek vigilance or personal advancement. So ayan, whistleblowing, guys, it is far different from the conflict of interest, which we are going to tackle after this one. So now there are 2 types of whistleblowing. Okay, the first one is internal whistleblowing, and the second one is external whistleblowing. So, on the internal whistleblowing, it means that when an individual advocates beliefs or revelations within the organization, so siya ang susi sa mga revelasyon from the very beginning sa isang company. I have been into a company before which has this type of issue before, and it is very, very problematic. And the second one is internal whistleblowing. When an individual advocates beliefs or revelations outside the organization. So that is the difference between the 2. Internal whistleblowing inside the organization, external whistleblowing outside the organization. That is pretty much self-explanatory, but then we have this obligation. Let's go muna here on the obligation for whistleblowing. That whistleblowing can sometimes be justified and does not imply either moral or a legal obligation to act. For one thing, failure to go to public is an act of omission rather than commission. And there is considerable philosophical debate about the moral imperative to act in order to prevent harm. Even if it is thought morally obligatory to do so, it is only in rare instances that the law requires an individual to act to prevent harm. So yeah, it is said here that whistleblowing does not guarantee you that you are implying either a moral or a legal obligation. Up here next, the Whistleblowing Act in the Philippines. So we have his we have here law that is about whistleblowing, and that is whistleblowing law is located in the Employment Rights Act of 1996, as amended by the Public Interest Disclosure Act 1998. It provides the right for a worker to take a case to an employment tribunal if they have been victimized at work or they have lost their job because they have blown the whistle. I don't know if this is related to my previous experience, but I can see and I can tell that it has somehow relations to each other. But whistleblowing is kind of critical and kind of risky as a whistleblower. You have to know who to trust within the organization. You can't just tell and tell and tell all the people around you about the company, because you know, or who knows, one of those people might stab you in the back. So you have to be careful when you have a knowledge or an important or a relevant knowledge that will might ruin your career or might ruin the company itself. Okay, so yeah, as I have mentioned earlier, I have tackled about this before, the types of whistleblowing, the internal whistleblowing, and the external whistleblowing. So the best way to blow the whistle, my best way pala to blow the whistle. So the first one is to whom the information is to be revealed. That's what I have mentioned before. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, you have to be careful once again who to tell the secret that might ruin your career in the future and or might ruin the company, because as to what my experience before, I have entrusted the HR head of the human resource department, and I didn't know, little did I know, she is stabbing me in the back because of the issue about me that includes her relationship within the company. That is somehow her yung karelasyon niya is somehow a friend of mine, and he is married. That's why the girl, the HR manager, tries to manipulate me inside the company, and I did not let those things to ruin my career in the future. So instead, I have told the higher organization or the higher management about the issue, and the rest is history. So agencies, the next one is agencies like Environmental Protection Agency or Exchange Commissions can spark an investigation. So meron naman pala tayong mga taong mapagkakatiwalaan when it comes to whistleblowing. But of course, you have to be careful pa din. And local investigation bodies, FBI or attorney, pwede kayong magsabi sa kanila, or pwede kayo anytime kumuha ng lawyer. Meron tayong public attorney's office, and you can trust them, guys, when it comes to the information that might or that is risky information. So ayun lang. And the next one is conditions. We have here conditions for a justified whistleblowing. So the situation of sufficient moral importance, if the situation of information to disclosure people's lives at stake. For example, side effects of drug or medicine if not prescribed in the cover of medicine, and information is revealed to the public by the whistleblower. Side effects of a drug. So I have watched this movie before. Nung mga college ako, may napanood akong movie about the medical representatives. And the medical representatives, one of the medical representatives has a degree in pre-med course. Kasi kahit sino naman pwedeng maging medical representative, even the marketing graduates, even the business graduates, pwede silang maging medical representatives. But they have a limited knowledge when it comes to the information about the medicines that they are selling. But as the advantage of the graduate of a pre-med course, alam nung seller na yung gamot na binebenta niya ay magkakaroon ng side effects sa kidney or malaki yung tama sa kidney na ibebenta niya. But, since she is doing that for as her job, wala siyang choice. Pero dinisclose niya yung information sa doctor na alam ng doctor din kasi na yung binebentang gamot ng pre-med na medrep ay delikado. Alam nila, meron silang inside information na delikado yung gamot na ibebenta nila, but they have no choice because that's how the business runs. That's how they earn money. So, wala silang choice kundi ibenta yung gamot. But, on the second note, situation when all facts or information are properly understood with their significance, a whistleblower must do much documentation and other corrections as possible because he or she is strong obliged to people. So, a whistleblowing, guys, you have to have a lot of documents, a lot of backup documents to prove that you are right, to prove that you are telling the truth. It's hindi kasi pwedeng mag-disclose ka lang ng information sa public at sasabihin mo na sinasabi ko yung totoo. Ito yung totoo. But you have no evidence to prove that is right. Wala lang din yung paglalaban mo na tama ka or totoo ka dahil that's useless. Kasi on the whistleblowing, on the justified whistleblowing, may times na kailangan mo talagang pumunta sa court to present those legal evidences and to prove that you are telling the truth. Okay? So let's go now to the components of whistleblowing policy. So, there are five components of a whistleblowing. The first one is an effective communicated statement of responsibility. The second one is a clear, defined procedure of reporting. The third one is well-trained personnel to receive and investigate reports. The fourth one is a commitment to take appropriate actions. And then the fifth one is a guarantee against retaliation reports in good faith. So ayan, narinig ko na naman yung good faith. Pumunta muna tayo sa una. An effective communicated statement of responsibility. If you are a whistleblower, you are holding a lot of responsibilities. And the second one, a clear defined procedure of reporting. Series of evidence. Okay, you have to have that. And then the third one, well-trained personnel to receive and investigate reports. Girl, you can't trust anyone. Like I have mentioned earlier, meron tayong PAO or Public Attorney's Office wherein you can get an attorney and then you can trust that lawyer and you can spill the tea or the truth to that reporter. I mean to that lawyer. I'm sorry. And then the fourth one is a commitment to take appropriate action. So yan, hindi ka pwedeng magbabago ng isip sa kalagitnaan ng pagtakbo ng kaso. Hindi pwede na nagbago yung isip ko, binayadan ako na ganito, ganyan. Hindi pwede yon. Kasi hindi ka na magiging whistleblower. Pag nangyari yun, magiging accessory ka na sa crime. Which is not what we want, diba? And the last one is a guarantee against retaliation reports in good faith. I have heard this good faith of a father sa isa kong subject nung undergrad ako nung college under the obligations and contracts. So the good faith, which means you are telling the truth and you are guaranteed na wala, nagsasabi ako ng totoo. This is the truth and I am not telling you anything nothing but the truth. Yon, okay? And now let's go here to the last topic, which is the conflict of interest. So I know we have tackled this before dito din sa subject ni sir, but let me elaborate some of the information that is in line to the conflict of interest. So I have here a quotation: when one gets in bed with government, one must expect diseases it spreads. So it's like an STD, guys. It is from Ron Paul. So the conflict of interest. A conflict of interest occurs when an individual's personal interests like family, friendships, financial, or social factors could compromise his or her judgment, decisions, or actions in the workplace. The government agencies takes conflicts of interest so seriously that they are regulated. So, The conflict of interest, guys, as to the first sentences said, conflict of interest, meron kang ibang bagay, meron kang ibang pakay within the company, which is not in line to your JD. What is the JD? The job description. So aside from that, let's go here to the public duties and private interests. Public duties and private interests. Public duties are official tasks that you perform in your role as an employee or director. A private interest means anything can be influenced, can influence an employee or director. So, public duties and private interest. Grabe, ang dami palang klase ng conflict of interest. Private interest may direct or indirect or financial or non-financial. So, direct interest, indirect interest, financial interest, non-financial interest. So I have stopped for a moment. Give me a second. So now I'm back. So now I'm back once again. So we have here four different types of conflict of interest. The first one is direct interest. It includes an employee or director's own personal, family, professional, or business interests. And then the indirect interest includes the family, personal, professional, or business interests of individuals or group with whom the employee or director is or was recently closely associated with. So what is the difference of these two? So the difference of these two, in the direct interest, it has an director's or an employee's own personal interest. And in the indirect interest, it just includes the personal, family, professional, or business interest for a group that is kung saan siya nabibilang, pero not a direct interest dun sa company or dun sa business. Pero dun sa indirect interest, meron lang dito na how do you call this? Meron lang siyang interest for the partly dun sa business, but not really into the business. That could affect the running of a business. And let's go to the financial interest. Financial interest involves an actual potential or perceived personal gain or loss. Money does not need to change hands for an interest to be financial. People have a financial interest if they or a relative or a close associate own property, hold shares, have a position in the company, bidding for government work, receives benefits such as concessions, discounts, gifts, or hospitality from a particular source related to the public sector organization, or can benefit financially from a decision significantly influenced or made by the organization. Financial interest, very timely as of the moment because of the politicians. But as what I have mentioned before, I don't want to talk about politics, but yeah, it's very hard to retaliate or to give details about the financial interest, but on the simple words or simple terminologies, someone in the company is stealing money from the company that was meant to be used for the company or for the people inside the company. But on the other hand, the people that has a financial interest use the money or use partly of the money for their own sake. It's like, ganito na lang, sasabihin na lang natin na nasa, loob ng isang school. Xerox, kailangan ng Xerox ng anak ko. Magde-deadline na. Yung thesis ng anak ko kailangan ng gawin. Ipapasa na. Bakit? Una sa lahat, bakit ikaw ang kailangan mag-print ng thesis ng anak mo? And the second one, bakit kailangan sa office mo i-print yung thesis ng anak mo? Eh, hindi naman siya member ng company or hindi naman siya member ng company. So, bakit kailangan dun mo i-Xerox yung thesis ng anak mo? That is that's just a little or a simple example of having a financial interest with regards to the company. Because, bakit? Ba't mo nga naman dun ipiprint yung thesis ng anak mo? Kasi makakatipid ka. Hindi ka nagagastos para sa print. Ang mahal ng print. Ang daming figures ng thesis ng anak mo, di ba? Makakatipid ka. Pero, that is part of the conflict of interest kasi that people should have avoid in the first place, because maliit na bagay lang yung kung titingnan mo, pero that is problematic kasi doon ka mag-uumpisa sa maliit na bagay bago lumaki yung bagay na bago lumaki ang korupsyon, mag-uumpisa ka muna sa papiso-piso, mag-uumpisa ka muna sa pa-print-print lang bago lumaki yun. So dapat in the first or in the beginning, iwasan mo na yun, di ba? So now, let's go to the non-financial interest. It arises from personal or family relationships or involvement in sporting, social, or cultural activities. They include any tendency toward favoritism or prejudice resulting from friendship, animosity, or other personal involvement with one another or group. If personal values are likely to impact on the proper performance of public duty, these can also lead to a conflict of interest. Dito na naman tayo. Kailangan ko na naman i-flashback. Kailangan ko na naman alalahanin. So, ayun nga. As what I had mentioned earlier, sa office namin before, meron nga akong HR head na merong karelasyon within the company. And yung karelasyon niya within the company, I know his partner in real life. So, on the other hand, meron agad conflict of interest. Dun pa lang sa part na they are both married. They are both committed to one another. That's problematic in the beginning to have a relationship within a company. And yung relationship nila na yon, the guy who is happened to be the husband of my friend has taken advantage dun sa HR head namin na babae. So, the reason why pala na ginawa niya yon, nag-engage siya dun sa mali na relationship na yun is para ma-promote siya or ma-regularize siya as soon as possible. So, that is what you call a conflict of interest. And also, I have here other samples for the conflict of interest with non-financial interest. Kasi you are just taking advantage of someone if you are going to be non-financially interested to a position. You're just after the promotion, the credits that you're going to get with that. So, if you have a friend that works in a Philippine Airlines or in an airline companies here in the Philippines, and you want to book a ticket that has a good seat beside the window. I don't know what you call the class inside the airplane, but all I know is the economy class. That's all I know. And yeah, you take advantage or you took advantage of your friend to sit beside the window kahit may iba nang nakabook doon, and your friend is working in the as what I have mentioned earlier, your friend works in a company, an airline company, and you took advantage. She is a flight attendant, and yung flight attendant na yon, gumawa siya ng isang what we call this, a scenario wherein kailangan mong umupo talaga sa window, like sinasabi na claustrophobic ka or ano. That is just an example of non-financial interest because you're taking advantage of someone. And when you're taking advantage of someone, makakasigurado ka naman talaga na it is beneficial for yourself, beneficial for your own good. Pero paano naman kasi nasa paligid mo? You know, you have to always think about your actions that will affect other people. So, hindi lang pwede laging selfish tayo. Kailangan natin maging, how do you call that? Maging considerate sa ibang tao. Kasi hindi lang naman ikaw yung anak ng Diyos. Okay? So, yeah, there are types of conflicts of interest. And let's go here. I still have samples here in my front. Types of conflict of interest and duty. A conflict of interest is where an employee or director has a private interest that could improperly influence or be seen or influence their decisions or actions in the performance of their public duties. As to what I have mentioned earlier, conflicts may be actual, potential, or perceived, represent a conflict of duty. So yeah, once again, you have to think what your action will be, what's the consequence of your actions, and especially we're talking about here the business that you are in. That's the reason why you are in a business is because you want to have or you want to earn money, not to earn an enemy. So you have to be mindful on the things that you are doing inside the company, and you have to be mindful as well who to trust within the company that you are working with. So yeah, that would be pretty much all of the topic I have now. But thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much. Bye.